Hi everyone, this is the video for English 104 for week 3, and I just want to take a minute and kind of go over a couple of things of what we're doing this week. The purpose this week is to narrow down a topic for which you're going to focus on for your research essay. Remember, topic is somewhat general. In other words, I'm not asking you for thesis or anything like that just yet. However, you definitely want to start narrowing down the area in which you're going to be spending a lot of time doing reading and research on. So last week was all about brainstorming, kind of coming up with ideas, areas of interest, maybe even some keywords and phrases. So this week you will note that we have activities and assignments, and one of the first I want you to engage with is mind mapping. So this is an interactive web page, and as you use this, it should help you kind of link some things, create some bubbles. Sometimes this is the most difficult part of thinking things that are related. So this is meant to be helpful to you. Oh, sorry. So the screen looks like this when you do it, and you enter whatever your topic is. And for the purpose of demonstration, we just want to pick something simple. So how will self-driving cars change the way people live? So then we are going to go to the next, and you write down an idea or question. Okay, what's something related to that particular topic? And then another idea or question. So what you're doing here is kind of exploring all the different areas within your topic that you may need to research and explore. And then with each of those ideas, and I would recommend 3 or 4 kind of channels or avenues that you might pursue in that topic until, to kind of figure out how you're going to narrow it down. And then for each of those areas to help you, you're going to write keywords or synonyms for the topic. And this is going to help you when you get into things like databases or you start searching, so that it's not a needle in a haystack. It helps you narrow down the areas and use effective wording that may trigger some results. So you're going to use the information to finalize your research topic. So then you would type it in that box. So it will prompt all of these items. All of these items will have it in there. So you can save it by capturing the screen or write it down on another piece of paper. So you can see I'm back to the beginning again. So on this particular website, I do want to make you aware it's an activity to help you organize your thoughts, for lack of a better term, kind of a mind mapping. Well, not kind of, it is mind mapping. And in this particular instance, you're not submitting anything. This is for your use. It's an activity to help you and engage in thinking for your area. There is no grade taken on this particular item. It simply is an activity I want you to complete as part of the writing process. Another item that you're going to be doing in this particular module is selected topic and current topic forum. So you're going to download this form. Remember, anything in green is a hot link. So download the My Selected Topic Current Knowledge Worksheet for your posting, and you can see it downloaded to my left bottom corner. Instructions are on the worksheet. Once you complete this worksheet, you are going to upload it as your discussion topic. I do request your discussion topic, when you post this, that you use the name of your topic for your posting. Sorry about that. So here is what the form looks like. You are going to enable editing, and then you are going to complete all of these items. So the purpose of the assignment is, again, using that brainstorming and mind mapping strategy from last week and this week. to generate possible persuasive research topics. So I'm telling you here, there are 2 parts to this form. So if you want full credit on this forum, you need to pay attention to this. Part 1, you do A, B, and C. A, essentially, download the form, type in your answers, be detailed, save and upload on Moodle into the forum. Now, keep in mind, when you upload this form, a classmate is going to respond to your answers by downloading your form and typing in section 2. So you are only doing A, B, and C on the first round. So you're going to go in, you want to be as detailed as you can, and then you upload it. Keep in mind, the first time when you upload, you leave blank D, E, and F. Okay? So then, and I do try to give you a clue here, your name, that's the one who's answering the questions, and then the responder, you leave that alone until you respond to someone else's. So the first round, you are simply completing this line, and then I try to give you clues all the way through. You're answering the questions. So when you download this first time, answer the question 1, answer question 2, answer question 3, 4, 5. Leave responder alone. You're going to come back in later and do that on someone else's. And then do be specific here on number 5, okay? So I'm gonna want the name of the person and a summary. Summary means at least 4 or 5 sentences, okay? So don't be short on that. And then of course, there's a responder. Now, after you have uploaded this document, remember you've answered the questions in the first round. Then what you need to do is, let's see if I can show you here. Oh, no one's posted, so I can't quite show you. What you're going to do is you'll go in on anybody who has already posted their topic. You'll click into their form. In other words, click into the discussion topic, download their form, and keep in mind, they will have filled out answers to all the questions. And now on round 2, it's your job to be the responder to them. So your name would go here because you're responding to all of their questions. And then anytime you see responder, that is what you are giving feedback or comment on. So do pay close attention to the instructions on this particular forum. So it's one form, but it's being used by 2 people. So you do it initially, answering the questions, and then you're going to go into someone else's and you are going to respond. I do want to give you a word of advice. Responding is not really helpful if you are just bare bones and not giving good information. So remember, your goal in this is to not only get good feedback for yourself, but give good feedback to others to help them in this pre-writing or in the beginning stages of the writing process. Okay, so that is the major activity for this particular module. Keep in mind, you're going to see it twice. This is just the placeholder. That's just the grade holder. You may ignore that one. And in fact, when you click into it, that's what I say. It's just a placeholder. You don't have to do anything. So essentially, you have an activity, mind mapping activity, that is meant to kind of get you primed and ready and start thinking about your idea or ideas. And then you are going to have one assignment that is graded this week, which is the forum. Keep in mind 2 parts to that forum. You must complete the worksheet that is provided on both areas. So if you want full credit, that's really important that you understand that and know that. I hope that helps. Keep in mind, I do always have resources for you. So for example, this week you have research topic narrowing. I have some videos, I have some hot links. These are helpful suggestions on how you narrow down or how you refine. And of course, there's actually some items on mind mapping as well, how to use that effectively if you've not used that in the past. As always, you are welcome to reach out to me with questions or concerns. As with all of our weekly modules, don't forget, start always with the task list, because this also gives you information from the textbook that you should be reviewing, in addition to the activities and resources you should be reviewing and completing. If you want, please notice in the task list, our first particular major writing is coming up, and if you notice, if you want a bit of a sneak peek of what that's going to be, I do provide those links. Your first major writing assignment will be a research proposal, and I've provided the instructions and grading rubric ahead to you. It is not yet due, but I do understand students like to look ahead, what am I prepping for? What am I going to have to write? Those type of things. And so this research proposals and video walkthrough, which is talking through the requirements and samples of the proposals. These are samples from other students. That's also provided to you. I certainly encourage you to spend time reviewing them, but I do want to emphasize they are not due this weekly module. They will be coming up, but not this week. This week is really still in the beginning stages of the writing process, brainstorming, starting to hash out and narrow down the topic that you're going to be focusing on for the essay persuasive research essay. Sorry about that. So I hope you found this helpful. And as always, you are welcome to reach out to me either through live Zoom hours or email. Happy to help you at any point in time. So I'm going to stop sharing, stop recording, and I hope you have a great week and happy writing.